This is the plaintiff, Michael Sarr. He says he dropped off his 1990 Lincoln at the defendant's shop for a new motor. And when he got the car back, the air conditioning didn't work. As he was driving it back to the defendant's shop, the engine started to smoke. The fan came off. It ruptured his radiator, and if you ask him, the defendant's totally responsible. He's suing for $5,000, the amount he's owed. This is the defendant, Richard. He says the plaintiff provided him with a new motor for the car, and it wasn't exactly the right one. He did all sorts of extra work, retrofitting the thing so it would function in the guy's car. He did all the work correctly. The plaintiff was happy and is now suing him as an excuse to fix his 22-year-old car again, this time for free. He's accused of junking up a jalopy.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket, the plaintiff went to the defendant for a new motor in his Lincoln, and it was a disaster. But the defendant says the plaintiff is the one who provided the new motor, so tough. It's the case of start your engines. Everyone except you.
Thank you, Douglas. Michael Sarr, you are suing Richard and his auto repair place. You've asked us not to mention your last name or the name of the place. Okay. For $5,000 that you say he owes you, in repairs that you say were inadequate, and stress and aggravation. Tell me what happened.
I had dropped my car off to him.
What kind of car?
It's a 1990 Lincoln LSC. It was a show car. It wasn't just an old car.
Okay, do you have pictures?
Yes, I have pictures.
Okay. So go on.
And he said needed a new motor. So I got the new motor.
Was it the right motor or the wrong motor?
It was the right motor, but it came out of a Ford Bronco instead of out of a passenger car.
And therefore what?
Intake manifold, valve cover gaskets, everything had to be changed.
Okay, but
to
it's
make
doable.
it fit into this application.
But it's doable.
Absolutely.
Okay, so go ahead.
All right, so we agreed on $600. I called him the day I was ready to pick it up, and he told me it was an extra $300 that he had put new wires and new plugs and...
All right, now when you pick up the car and he tells you it's another $300,
Yes.
You knew that it was going to be something more, right? Because he had to change all this stuff in order to make
I did not know.
So why'd you pay it?
Because he had my car and he...
According to you, had you warned him that it would be something more?
Absolutely.
When?
When the motor was dropped off. How much, I did not know at that point.
Okay. All right. In any event, you say it's another $300 and you pay it. And that's the middle of the summer. And then what happens?
Yes, I paid it. I brought the car home. I live about 5 blocks away from the shop. And a tire was actually getting low. And I drove it to his shop to see if he could take the lug nut off for me so I could change the tire. And as I'm driving the car, the fan comes off of the motor and goes through the radiator.
Now, this is when?
A couple weeks after I picked up the car. But
when did you pick the car up?
About the middle of the summer.
Middle of the summer?
Yes. I didn't drive the car at all.
You didn't drive the car at all in those several weeks. According to you, do you have paperwork?
Yes. Here's that and here's a copy.
All right. Then when he purportedly brings the car back to you over the lug nut and the fan coming off, do you have paperwork from that date? This isn't the summer. This is April 4th. That's not the summer.
No. That's still when he dropped it off.
Okay, sweetheart, listen to my question because
Yes.
my English is perfect.
Yes, it is.
Okay. This is when he dropped it off.
Yes.
When he picked it up, he gave you another $300.
Yes.
Did you write paperwork on the date that he gave you the $300 and picked up the car in the summer?
No. March is when he gave me a $260 deposit.
What is that?
I write this up when I'm buying the parts and when I'm doing the job, and then I write a receipt.
Let me see what you got there.
Absolutely. This is the second time he brought it back.
Why did you do paperwork when he paid for the car and picked it up in the summer?
Because I could not get in touch with him.
No. He's at your place handing you $300, which you have to pay taxes on.
Yes.
I know the answer. I'm not stupid. I just would like for you to stop acting like I'm stupid.
Oh, no, not at all.
Why don't you hand him a receipt that day when the customer hands you $300?
I don't know.
You don't know? I think you know. All right, he brings the car back to you weeks later. You say a month?
Yeah, about a month.
And so when you bring it back to him, you tell him, listen, the fan just on my way over here, because I haven't touched the car. You guys deserve each other. Because I haven't touched the car. And the fan just, how does a fan come off and go into the radiator?
The fan clutch broke.
What's a
And
fan clutch?
The fan clutch is the part that holds the fan on.
When you put in the motor, did you have to take out the fan and reinstall the fan?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I'm not at fault.
Did you show it to him?
Yes, I did.
Did he show it to you?
All I seen was the fan came off and there was a piece of
Did you
metal.
see
And he had told me that I must have picked up a piece of metal from the street. He had told me that came around the fan. That's why the fan came off.
Did you ever tell him that it was something that he picked up on from the road?
It was a possibility.
All right, so this is now a couple of weeks after pickup in the summer. We don't know dates because nobody gets receipts. By the way, why do you pay somebody $300 and not get a receipt?
He didn't even have receipts
But it doesn't matter because he can grab the nearest crayon and the nearest piece of toilet paper, and then you have what we call in the business a receipt. Anyone who's watched People's Court for the 12 years that I've been on this knows this.
Yes.
It's just you who doesn't know this.
I understand. I watch it all the time.
Okay. Well, if you watch me all the time, you would have gotten a receipt. But okay, you may watch me all the time, but I don't know what you're looking at because you ain't listening.
So, if you're in the middle of a raging dispute with an auto repair shop, do they still have a duty to protect your car while it's on their lot?
Yes, they do. It's still in their possession. They should make sure that everything's okay with it.
Fair enough. What do you think, sir? Oh, you're hiding. We'll go to you.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's the professional thing to do. They took possession of your car. They need to take care of it.
Fair enough. The last word, sir.
As the garage keeper, he has the responsibility while it's in his care, custody, and control.
We are smart people going inside the courtroom.
Now, you leave the car there for him to fix it, and then something else happens. What happens?
The air conditioner wasn't working. I said, Richie, can you fix my air conditioner? He said yes. Now, to put Freon...
Is this yet another time?
No, this is right when
the same time with the fan.
When
Okay.
the car was there with the fan. Now, it only takes 5-10 minutes to put the Freon in the car. And the car was sitting there for weeks. So while the car was there, I'm waiting for him to put the Freon in. He calls me and tells me that somebody had broken into the car and stole the radio.
What happened?
About the burglary, the car's out. Another couple of months went by. Trying to get in touch with him to pick up his car. He never picked it up, never returned the calls.
Do you have any proof of what you just said?
No, I do not.
Okay.
The battery was dead. Boosted every morning, every night when I went home.
You
Did that for
boosted the
about a
car
month.
twice a day.
Yeah, absolutely. Did that for about a month or so until I couldn't get in touch with him, and then I left it outside.
And then you put tape on the window. Why would you put tape to cover his window
'Cause
and
it
ruin
was
his
raining
paint
out.
job? Why wouldn't you just put it inside the lot where the rain wouldn't get to it? Why wouldn't
I
you
was
call?
tired of putting it inside.
Why wouldn't you call him? You had a cell phone number for him?
Yes.
Did you get any calls from him telling you to pick up the car?
The same phone call that I was talking about with, he was saying that his worker has so much work, blah, 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 was when he told me that the car had gotten broken into.
Okay. Did you call the police when the break-in happened?
No, I did not make a police report because there was no plates on the car. It wasn't registered, and I did not have the original loan. I could not get in
But
touch
according
with
to you, you have a feeling that you know who it is that did the
him.
break-in.
I knew who it was. I went to the kid's house.
How did you know who it was who did the break-in?
Because that kid tried to sell a radio to the luncheonette up the block, and the guy called me.
My God.
He said,
So
Richard,
why didn't you call the police on the guy?
because I wanted him to go with
You
me.
didn't want the police snooping around your place either?
No, not at all. I got no problem with that.
All right. What am I supposed to do now with the damage to his paint job because of this tape? What kind of tape did you use to tape
I
the...
used masking tape. It was just tape to put a window. It was raining out. I didn't want the car to get wet. Only to make sure nothing happened to the car. He just wouldn't answer the phone.
And again, you did not bring me phone records to show the
No,
number
I
of
did
times
not.
you called him.
No.
Okay. I find in favor of the plaintiff in this case. I do not find in favor of you $3,000 for stress and aggravation. Okay, if that was actionable, I would be making a lot of money for my stress and my aggravation. I do not find in your favor on the radiator issue. I think that you would need some expert testimony from someone else saying that it was something that he did rather than that the item itself split. I do find in your favor for the paint, and I find in your favor for the radio. And therefore, I find in your favor in the amount of $1,530.54. Verdict for the plaintiff.
Well, let's see what the car guy has to say. The defendant comes out well on the losing end of this case, although he didn't collect everything he sued for.
Yes.
What is your reaction to how this came out?
It's the way it goes. I mean, it's not the truth, but
What isn't?
of what the judge ruled in favor of.
You think you handled the car correctly in every
Absolutely.
which way here?
Absolutely.
All right, well, the judge disagrees, especially on the paint, the radio,
Well, the radio wasn't my fault. He didn't pick the car for months on end.
Why would he avoid you like that?
I don't know.
Come on, give me something.
It's Queens. How's that?
Queens,
All right.
luncheonettes.
There you go.
All right, head right around the corner, okay? All right, so step on in here. Step on in. You satisfied with what you came out with? Not everything you sued for.
I'm pretty much satisfied, yes.
Why would he handle your car like that? Why wouldn't you pick it up? Why?
To be honest, there's like 4 mechanics on that block, and I actually had one to the wrong one. Like
He was the wrong one?
Yeah.
You didn't mean to go to?
Yeah, it was the one next door. My aunt sent me to that block, and it happened to be the mechanic next door I was supposed to go to, and I ended up going to him.
Why didn't you
Not
just
such a
take
good
your car and go to the right one?
Because he had already put the motor in. He had already pulled my motor out.
All right, okay.
And he was doing sneaky stuff like a little cockroach, like sneaking around doing stuff. I mean,
Okay, Harvey?
Okay, this is called a bailment for hire. What that means is that you have to use ordinary care to protect the property that's in your possession if you were making money off of this, say, a repair shop or whatnot. And the fact is the defendant didn't do the job. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.